Let's just say that this glass is life. Now it's filled halfway, so it's either half full or it's half empty. The people that see this glass as half full, they're usually positive people. They have a very positive outlook on life. Even with the very little bit that they have, they still believe that life is essentially good, that life can get better and things can progress and life can enhance. They live with a sense of hope. Now, the group that sees the glass as half empty, most people would consider them to be negative, but I don't like to call them negative. I just think that they're realistic because they see life for what it is. They don't sugarcoat things, they keep it 100, they keeps it real. What often happens is the realistic people, they're not too fond of the positive people. But not because positive people are bad people, just that sometimes they're a little too positive. You know what I mean? Like, they pray, they hope, they wish, they believe that things will get better, but as the old saying goes, faith without works is dead. So things don't change, and life doesn't get better. And this gets the realistic people really upset because to them, these people aren't different. They just pretend that everything is fine because they see the glass as half full. But that's the problem that realistic people have with these positive people. The glass is always only half full, and the truth is, they're just as empty as everybody else. But then if you're too realistic, what often happens is you spend most of your life trying to preserve the very little bit that you have. And you spend most of your time and your energy just trying to prevent others from taking away what you've worked so hard for. And not only do you become protective, but overprotective. But not because you are negative, you're just being realistic. So you have these positive people, and then you have these realistic people. And what we find is that although they have different perspectives, they're really not all that different. But then there's another group of people. We don't often talk about this group. This group of people, they know a little secret. To them, it doesn't matter if it's half full or if it's half empty. They understand that you can always be refilled. There's always something you can do. There's always the work that can be done that you can have your full glass. I mean, this group of people, they work extremely hard. They're proactive, and to be honest, they're kind of motivational because they're the types of people that they get it done. They do the work. They get their glass full, and as it overflows to the top, they start to pour into all the other people that are around them, and it's a really inspirational thing to witness. They don't accept mediocrity. They're not about that life. This group of people, they grind. They work hard for their full glass. The only flaw with this group, though, is that you find that for them to feel good, they always have to have a full glass. But to always have a full glass, you always have to do something. And they find their worth in their work, and their value is defined in how full their glass is. And over time, you start to realize that all their hard work is really just a cover-up. Just so that others can't see that they're just as empty as everybody else. But then there's another group. This group, they're a little bit more simple. And they're a very rare find in this world because they live within a totally different paradigm. I mean, this group of people, they're not half full, they're not half empty, and they don't need to have a full glass to always feel good about themselves. This group of people, they understand that if life is the glass, then all you need is the glass itself. This group of people, they're not human doers, they're human beings that are capable of extraordinary things, and they usually become extraordinary people because they're the types of people that take the very little bit that they have and they willingly give and pour out to others that are around them because they're not defined by the amount that's in the glass. They understand that the amount in the glass will always change. They find their true value in the glass itself. This group of people, they don't work and grind so that they can make a name for themselves. They realize that they already have a name. They don't overperform so they can gain some sort of acceptance from others because they already accept themselves. They don't live a life for love. They live from love. What would life look like if we lived from gratitude rather than a life motivated for gratification? What would life look like if we stopped looking at it as half full or half empty or filled all the way to the top, but realized that all we need is the glass itself?
Bubble the bubble. Mama.